channel. I am Anthony Gamer, and I'm Mumford. The Atari 7800 was a very short-lived game system, actually. It only ran for about 6 years. That's right, in that 6 years they only released 58 games. That's correct. And there were just a few games that didn't quite get finished and released, and those are the prototypes. Now, what is a prototype? Go ahead and tell them, Mumford. All right, a prototype is an unreleased game. Sometimes the game can be unreleased for different reasons. Exactly. In the case of the 7800, the reason the games weren't released is because they weren't finished in time before the system went down. Exactly. Now, when we discuss some of the games today, you're going to see that some of them are at different levels of completion. Right, some of them are completely ready and can be played. Right, and then there's others that are just at the demo stage, and there are some that never got past the planning stage.
Okay, and our first game for today is Kalps. This game was nearly completed when it was canceled. It was designed by Dave Akers and Mark Stephen Pierce. The object of this game is to catch the colored blocks tumbling down a machine and arrange them in colored rows and patterns to make them disappear. Quite similar to Tetris, in which at the time Atari was in a lawsuit with. It's really kind of unclear why the 7800 version of it was not released, as it was released for the Atari 2600 and other game systems from that time.
And the next game we have is Gato. This was a submarine simulator game, and it was actually completed and released for the Atari XE computer. However, the version for the 7800 was not complete. All you can have is like a demo where you can walk around the ship, and that's about it.
Next on our list is Missing in Action. This was programmed by Sculptured Software for TNT Games. It's a side-scrolling game that's, according to what I've heard, about 85% complete when it was canceled. Yeah, it's based on those Chuck Norris movies. I like those. Well, so do I. I don't know if it's exactly the version of it I have, but it starts to glitch out before you even finish the first phase. I believe there's up to 9 phases in the game total. I don't really know if there is a better version of this or not, but anyway, it's a pretty cool game, and I'd like to see if there is a better version of it, because, like I said, I really do enjoy Chuck Norris and fighting games. So if any of you know of a better version of this out there, let me know about it in the comment section below. Okay, next up we have Pit Fighter.
Is it like that arcade game where you beat people up?
Not exactly. That's more of like a fighting game. I don't know if Pit Fighter was the official title they were going to use or not. This is more like just kind of a martial arts kind of game, sort of. There is no sound, and the collision detection is pretty bad on it, but from what I can see, you just kind of go around and beat people up, and I think then you go to other levels or something. It's not a bad start for a game. I'd really like to see it finished, though, to see exactly what they had in mind for it.
All right, what we got next is Plutos. This game was set to be released in 1990, and many years ago someone found the ROM file of it, and it took some work from some other people to make the game fully functional. And there you have it.
Thanks, Mumford. Yeah, this is a vertical space shooter game. And to be honest with you, this game is really a lot of fun. And it is so hard. I mean, you shoot stuff several times and they just don't explode. So, really a fun game. And it's a shame that it wasn't released, because I had a lot of fun with it. And it's a 2-player game that you play co-op. And I'll tell you, if you get a chance to play this one, this has got to be probably one of the best games on this list, period.
All right, and next up we have Rescue on Fractulus. This actually was released for the Atari 5200, and it's a pretty cool game. It was programmed by Lars Jensen and David Kroll for GCC. Now, you can't really do much in this version, mostly just fly around and stuff. You can't really shoot or anything. But it looks like it was a kind of a big improvement on the 5200 game.
That's correct. Part of the reason it wasn't released is because the game was a little too big for its britches. It would have required a second chip, kind of like the Pink Panther game. But unfortunately, at that time, they weren't willing to put up the money for it. So hopefully someday somebody will finish it because it looks really cool from what you got so far. All right, what you're looking at here is Toki. Now, this is not the unreleased prototype for the 7800. What you're looking at is the arcade game. Now, in this platformer game, you take on the role of Toki, a caveman whose girlfriend, Mohi, was kidnapped by an evil sorcerer, and he was turned into an ape. Your job is to rescue her and fight these monsters along the way. It's a pretty cool game. It reminds me a lot of like a Mario type platformer that was big around that time period. Now, according to what I've learned is that the ROM itself was dumped and the game itself was very faithful to the arcade. However, it's really unknown at the moment who has the ROM, and whether they're going to release it or not to the public is unknown. But it was released for other game systems. So if you get a chance to check it out, let us know what you think of it in the comments below. Now, if you thought Plutos was a hard game, wait till you check out this game. It's serious.
Yeah, it's a really serious game.
No, Mumford, the game is called Serious.
Oh,
This is quite similar to Plutos. In fact, it's considered its sister game. This one, of course, is a horizontal space shooter. But I'll tell you, this one is really hard because I don't know if it's a programming thing or what, but you shoot these enemies and they just do not die.
I know, we were playing this for hours and we just couldn't get very far.
I'm not sure if that's true. If you know the answer, let us know about it in the comments section below. It's a pretty cool game. It seems like it's complete, but like I said, I don't know if it was supposed to be as hard as it is or not. But anyway, it's a pretty cool game. Give it a try and let us know what you think. And next up, we have Electrocop. This game was also not released, as what you are looking at is the Atari Lynx version of the game. As far as I've heard, all they have is some artwork of the game available. Now, in this game, you actually take on the role of a character that's quite similar to RoboCop. You're trying to rescue the president's daughter from this giant computer brain thing, and there's some alien-like monsters trying to stop you. Not a bad game. I don't know if the 7800 would have been able of handling this or not, but anyway, it's kind of a fun game, and if you have an Atari Lynx and you'd like to try this out, I do recommend it.
And our final game for today is Skyfox. What you're looking at is a mock-up of what the box probably looked like.
Yeah, and another interesting thing, Mumford, is that a little screenshot of this game was actually put on the box for the Atari 7800, so it's obvious they had some plans for the game in the future.
What you're looking at here is a screenshot from the computer game, as this game was actually very successful on most computers.
Exactly. It's hard to say how successful it would have been on the Atari 7800. It's really hard to say. Like I said, unfortunately, we'll never know. But this game is available for other computers, so check it out and see what you think. In our next episode, we're going to have an instant classic, and the game we're going to feature is Stick It to the Man for the PS4.
Well, that brings us to the end of another episode of Classic Gamer 74. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to click that little bell icon down there so you'll be updated when we upload new episodes. Well, until next time, I'm Anthony Gamer.
And I'm Mumford.
And we will see you all in our next episode. Until then, be safe, Be strong, be healthy, and above all, take care of each other. Be nice to each other. That's correct. See you guys soon. Bye. Bye, everyone.